for this video, we are going to talk about the laws of radicals. So there are two laws regarding radicals. The first one is the product law of radicals, and the second one is the quotient law of radicals. Let's first discuss the product law of radicals. So according to the product law of radicals, the nth root of A times the nth root of B is equal to the nth root of A times B, where A and B are non-negative when n is even. So to multiply two radicals having the same index or root, multiply the radicands and copy the index, then simplify if necessary. Now let's say we have these four examples. How would we be able to apply the product law of radicals in these four examples? Let's solve the first one. As you can see, the first thing that you are going to do is to observe the index or the root. If they have the same index or root, therefore you can multiply the radicand and simplify if necessary. In this first example, the index is both 2, di ba? 2 pareho yung index. Pag wala nakasulat na index, that is understood na 2 yon. Therefore, we can multiply their radicands. So just write in a single radical sign the radicands. Okay? So what will happen is that we need to multiply 6x by 24x. Okay? And then, multiply na natin siya. 6 times 24, that will result to 144. And then x times x is equal to x squared. And then observing this, square root of 144, x raised to the second power, we can still simplify this radical, right? So we should get the square root of 144, which will result to 12. And the square root of x squared is x. Therefore, this will be now your answer. How about the second one? So as you can see, the second example, they have the same index. Then we have no problem in using the product law of radicals. Just copy the index, then draw a radical sign, and then multiply the radicands. The cube root of 9x times 3x squared. 9 times 3 is 27. X times x squared is x raised to the third power. Observing this, we can still simplify this radical. No? The cube root of 27 is 3. And the cube root of x cubed is x. Therefore, this will be now our answer. So we simplified this radical by using the product law of radicals. Next is the same, no? Same yung index nila. Therefore, let's multiply the radicands. So 8x cubed times 2x. It will result to 8 times 2. The answer is 16. X cubed times x, the answer is x raised to the fourth power. The square root of 16 is 4. The square root of x to the fourth is x to the second power. So kung nako-confuse kayo regarding the exponents, what will happen here is you just need to divide the exponent of x to the index. So, di ba merong invisible 2 dyan? So, 4 divided by 2, that will result to 2. Same as this. Kaya 1 yung exponent ni x dito. 2 divided by 2, that will result to 1. 3 divided by 3, that will result to 1. Kaya hindi lang natin sinulat yung 1. Pero that is 1 yung exponent nila. Therefore, the answer here in example number 3 is 4x raised to the second power. And down to our last example, they have the same index, so let's multiply their radicands. We have 3 times natin sa 27, a to the 4th, b to the 8th power. And fourth root of their product, so 3 times 27, the answer is 81. Diba? And copy the variables. So we have a to the 4th, b to the 8th power. And then simplify if needed. The fourth root of 81 is 3. Because 3 times 3 times 3 times 3, the answer is 81. Okay? And then the fourth root of a to the 4th is a. The fourth root of b to the 8th power is b raised to the 2nd power. And this is now our answer. So that's it. That is how you apply the product law of radicals. Next, let's move on to the quotient law of radicals. The quotient law of radicals states that the nth root of a divided by the nth root of b is equal to the nth root of a over b, where a and b are non-negative when n is even and b should not be equal to 0. To divide two radicals having the same index or roots, divide the radicands and copy the index and simplify. Let's say we will solve these examples using the quotient law of radicals. First one is the square root of 75 divided by the square root of 3. So here, as you can see, they have the same index or roots. Therefore, we can write the given like this: 75 and then over 3. So we just copy the index and then we formed a fraction using the radicands. So kung sino yung naunang radicand, siya yung numerator. And kung sino yung pangalawang radicand, it will be the denominator. And then simplify natin, is 75 divisible by 3? Yes. And the answer there is 25. So 75 divided by 3 is 25. And square root of 25 can be simplified pa. And the answer will be 5. Okay, the next example also have the same index or roots. Therefore, we can write the given like this. So 125 x raised to the 4th power all over 5 x raised to the 2nd power. And let's simplify the radicand using the laws of exponent. Yung quotient rule sa laws of exponent, pwede natin gamitin para ma-simplify yung radicand dito. We have square root of 125 divided by 5. The answer is 25. Yes. And then x to the 4th divided by x to the 2nd power. They have the same bases, no? Therefore, you can subtract their exponent. So that will equal to x raised to the 2nd power. And square root of 25 x raised to the 2nd power can still be simplified by getting the square root of 25, which is 5. And the square root of x squared is x. And this will be now our answers. So for example number 1, we get 5. For example number 2, we get 5x by using the quotient law of radicals. Next is we have example number 3, and as you can see, these radicals have the same index. Therefore, we can apply the quotient law of radicals in solving this. So we will rewrite the given like this: the cube root of 81 a raised to the 7th power b raised to the 3rd power all over 3 a raised to the 4th power. And then we need to apply the quotient rule in the laws of exponent to simplify the radicand. The cube root of 81 divided by 3, the answer is 27. A raised to the 7th power, divided by a raised to the fourth power. The answer is a raised to the third power. They have the same bases, so you can subtract their exponents and copy b raised to the third power. This radical can still be simplified. No? We can get the cube root of 27, and that is equal to 3. Cube root of a cube is a. The cube root of b cube is b. And that is the answer. Next is, we have square root of 36 divided by square root of 64. They have the same index, so we can write the given like this. 36 over 64. As you can see, if we divide 36 by 64, we will get a decimal number. Okay? Therefore, skip that part. What we need to do is that we need to separate the radical sign for each term in the numerator and denominator. So, ang mangyayari, square root of 36 over square root of 64. They are both perfect squares, diba? So, let's just get their square roots. So, square root of 36 is 6. Square root of 64 is 8. And then, simplify natin si 6 over 8 using the GCF. And we will get 3 over 4 as our answer. This is now our quotient. So, nakuha natin yung answer na yan using the quotient law of radicals. And that is all about the laws of radicals.